Yep, that's right now. All right. Back up in here on a Friday, man. What's up with it? Huh? What it do? What can you say on it? Wow, chihuahua. All hope, all the blessings, man. Matakoyase. All my relations, man. That's like a general greeting that a lot of natives use, and we use that everywhere. We just put our language together, and that's what we say. Uh, I don't know if all the words originate from one language, but that's how we greet. Oh, my little brother already, he quick up in here. Yeah, Gil Cole said, "Sup, Ink's well." Yeah, sup, Gil. He said, "Danny by KO in the fifth round." Yeah, he said, "Keep a crow menu on standby." Yeah, we got. Hey, we got it, baby. We got it. Don't worry about it. We got the crow menu. Got the crow menu waiting. You know that. You know we gonna have the crow menu. But smash that thumbs up on your way in. Yeah, had this weird. Yeah, had this weird day, man. I don't know. Sometimes days is just like, they just it's. I don't want to say it's deja vu, but it's just like a lot of things. Like you might be asking questions in your mind, and some old sources and new sources all of a sudden come in at the same time, and you just start seeing stuff. It's like, are you serious? Because I still don't believe, man. There's no coincidence. I just can't get over that. Especially with the government, coincidence that the names are flip flop. Even with the government, that the names keep coming circulating back. Like might be a person in a cabinet member, might be somebody in Congress, and then a president or something like a past president might have just the opposite name. He might have somebody on his staff just the same name as the president we have today, and then the president today will have somebody on their staff will have the same name of the president from the past. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't get it. It's not something that I'm gonna sit here and try to figure out, but I kind of get where it's going. I kind of understand. This company sent me a pretty decent pen this time. They making better and better pens, I know that. But I don't mean I'm gonna mess with them because they put my company on there wrong last time. So I don't know, but this is a nice one though. This is a nice pen here though. This is a nice one. So I don't know. I might mess with them, and then again, like I said, I might not mess with them. But we gonna see what it do, man. That's not what I. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. I'll talk about Danny a little bit, but the thing is not really. It's not Danny. It's not one person. It's not gonna be one person in particular for as fighters, but it's gonna be a couple of people outside of boxing. I mean, that's not fighting. This overdoing it. We got a lot of. So now we probably gonna have a whole lineup of ex-champions that want to get in there and get ready to rumble. They say, "Shoo, uh, who's that? Richard." They got Mike, oh not Richard, but they got Michael in there, right? So Michael Buffer is still going. He's calling them legends out, right? So they looking at, well, shoot, Michael Buffer's still calling. Let's get it on. Since Michael Buffer's still out there, let's get back in there. And let's see what it do. Let's see if this old chin has welded itself together with age. And we don't look at stuff, being that way. We don't look at your parts getting better and stuff like that. I was getting that way for a while. I don't know if I'm just really like breaking down, but I was getting like better, and people's like look at me like I'm crazy or something, like I'm weird. They're like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why is everybody else going one way and you're going another way? I don't know. Maybe because I stay active. I don't know. Now I haven't done shit. What, 10 months now? I got to hit them. Push-ups though. Where am I at now? 750. So I'm at a little bit over 750, like 780, 788. I'm at 788 right now. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. So I'm at 788. So that's one thing I'm doing. But I gotta get back out and, and besides the bike, I gotta get out and start running. I see you out there, Yasser Hussein out there, and I see Christopher Yornay is back up in here. Haven't seen him in like forever, ever in the day. He said shalom at Eagles Web and Gil Coles. He said hashtag Crawford, hashtag the smoke, hashtag we gonna see it. Or no, hashtag let's see it. That's Eagles Web hashtag. Hashtag let's see it. What's back to the shalom out there to the brother. Yep. The mighty arrows, you know where they come from. Yep. Y'all sir up in here. Yeah, but we got a lot of so we're gonna have to more or less adjust. I'll put it this way. So we're going to have to adjust the way that we think about our boxing schedule if all this stuff comes to fruition, if this whole thing takes off. And so if this thing just takes off, let's say, for instance, if this thing takes off with let's say the legendary champions, let's say it takes off. So it may become exciting. I tell you what. I'm a sucker in the first place when it comes to like the sports, when it comes to legends and stuff, because I always want to see what legends do. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm curious. So they're gonna at least have me, and maybe that's what they're banking on, because they're gonna have certain people. For a certain amount of time, they're gonna have certain people. They're gonna have good. I mean, if you don't want to look, you just don't want to look. But they're gonna have good people for a while. You feel me? So there's going to be a good, and again, right back to what I was saying earlier, before you guys hit that, make sure you hit the thumbs up before you hit the live chat. You know what I mean? Before you hit the live chat, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Okay. I would appreciate that. So hit the thumbs up first, and then we'll hit that. But like I said, I'm kind of a sucker for like, I don't care. Sugar Ray Leonard can come back, and I'll be watching him. Sugar Ray Leonard is not gonna come back. They try to get him in there, and Sugar Ray is, he's too old for that. I don't know, man. This whole age thing is starting to, I don't know, it's starting to disintegrate when it comes to certain people, and that's something that I always knew. But now it's good that other people know it. Is just sometimes you can't bank on the age of a person. You can't just bank on that. Oh, he old, I'm going to do this. No, he's old, you're going to get your ass knocked out. That's what you're going to do. You're going to get your ass over there and get knocked out is what you're going to end up doing. And then you got other people that come in, and I see Jacko Ashbrett, you're new to the channel. Salute to you. Just behave or whatever. I know you're just getting in here, but anytime I start seeing my name too many times, that means you're referring to me, and then so now I have to take time out to pay attention to what you're writing. And I do have mods in here. If they don't like something, they're gonna probably start talking to you. So anyway, you say, why are you called Eagles Web? Because my name is Eagle. My name is, part of my name is Eagle. And the web part is a two-part series. I'll tell you one of it. The web is because it's just like a spider web. It's like you come in here in the Eagles Web, and we try to bring all the stuff together. Like if a spider has his web where he's going to trap his prey. And sometimes you can come in here and get your ass trapped. Or sometimes you can come in here and just be part of the family. So the web is the family. But the trap is part of the web too. If you come in here, don't trap yourself by saying something that you shouldn't say. And make sure that you come in here with a little bit of, come in here with a little bit of boxing knowledge. Because I might not even have to say nothing, because my web, they'll set it straight in the first place. But anyway, but welcome to the chat. You know what I mean? So welcome back in here, and we'll get on with it. So the thing is, with a lot of fighters and stuff, or a lot just people, just athletes in general, sometimes you'll have a super athlete or somebody who can come back or something like that, and it's just not rare. It's kind of rare, but they're putting themselves out there as if all of them are super champions and stuff like that. And I felt like Holyfield probably was one of those persons that fit that mold, because the way, if you look at him, because he didn't look like he was like declining like everybody else. And especially with boxing, what happens with boxing is it's usually something that's neurological. This starts to make a fighter start to shrink down, and not just boxing, even basketball, even football and stuff like that. That you start shrinking and start curling up like that. That's neurological. When somebody starts getting smaller too quick, like you're 6'7" and all of a sudden you're like 6'2", you just start shrinking. And then all the muscles atrophy and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into the whole scientific thing, but that's just what it is. I'm going to just ask somebody, let's see if anybody ever knows. So you come out, and there's a lot of different sports, and there's a lot of different heavy contacts. I'm just going to see where you guys are as far as sports-wise. And I'm going to ask you this question, then I'll read and see what you guys got for the Eagle. The hardest punch or impact that was thrown in sports history came from what? Came from what incident? What incident? What kind of an incident was it? Was it a boxing incident? Was it and I'm not talking about that led to like death, but just the most damaging blow that was ever thrown? Was it in hockey? Was it in basketball? Was it in football? What was the hardest blow? I just want to see where you guys are when it comes to things of that nature. But anyway, Gil, I read that up. Yasser Hussein, what's up, Eagle, in the chat. Of course, Christopher, your name came in. He said Shalom Eagles Web. In Gil's code, he's in the hashtag Crawford, hashtag the smoke. Gil Coles at Yasser Hussein. 100 on there. Yasser Hussein right back. Salute at Gil Coles. And then Gil Coles at Christopher, your name. He said, sup, OG. And then Jacko Esper said, hi to Eagles Web chat. He said, looking for a good channel with boxing the content, and stumbled upon your channel. Just sub. Okay, hopefully you'll stay sub, and hopefully you'll behave. Gil Coles at Christopher, your name. He said, what's been up, OG? He said, you ready for this fight? Yeah. Jacko Asper said, why they call you Eagles Web, and do you own any eagles? No, I own eagle feathers, though. That's what's on my head. Eagle feathers right here. I got eagle feathers, but I don't have, we don't really own eagles and stuff like that. Natives, we don't own anything. It's not owned, man. It's everything belongs to everything. The animals belong to us. We belong to the animals, but I'm not going to get all into all that type of stuff. Christopher Yornay is at Gil Coles. He said, I've been trying to get things back together, fam. I got Danny in this fight. A lot of people got Danny in this fight. Christopher Yornay said, first rule, don't come in here hating on Bud Crawford. Gil said, who is Bud? Bud who? You figure Gil's going to start already. Bud is the one that stopped Brooke and Thurman Duck. Okay, y'all see who's saying. I said, I would think football, we call it rugby. No. Okay, now I read through all that just to see where you guys are. Now, I'm going to give you one more clue. And then that's it for you. I'm done with y'all if I'm going to give you one more clue. The guy that was the recipient of the collision ended up being a basketball coach. So now you know the sport, and you know that it was a coach. Yep. The hardest blow was from this girl I knew back in the day, first round KO. I'm gonna time your ass out, Gil. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. I'm trying to be serious, man. But y'all saw Hussein, yeah, you're wrong. I told y'all it was basketball. I just want to see what other sports y'all know anything about, like history of sports and stuff like that. Things that ended up being tragic. And then I'll tell you who it was in a second. But I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of a chance. This is not going. We haven't even been really talking about Bud lately, except we've been talking about the opposite side of Bud, which is Bob Arum. And the chat got to learn a few more things about Bob Arum. And we got to learn about that Bob Arum has always been a pocket checker. He's a pocket checker for himself, but he's just greedy. He's always been worried about his money compared to anybody else's money, compared to a fighter's money, anything else. Like people think that Don King was bad. No, Bob Arum he's been checking his pockets. Like no, I can't be losing. I can't be losing champions and stuff. Because remember we discussed this. We just finished discussing this that Hagler didn't get a championship fight because of Bob Arum. Because Bob Arum didn't want to start losing money. Because he didn't have Hagler. If he would have had Hagler, he would have let please. He would have been doing all kinds of promoting. He would have been letting the Hagler fight everybody. It would have been all kinds of championships. Yeah, because he'd have been like, oh, that's my cash cow right now. But no, when he had Vito Antuofermo, and we talked about that. They with that fight had to go. You know, did Brockton, Mass, actually those the lawmakers over there, the people involved with law had to get involved with that in order for them to get a championship fight. God damn, Gil. I don't know what to do with Gil, y'all. Yeah. Okay, the most tragic thing, I seen him in my own eyes in real time, was the Ben versus McClellan fight. And that is a good one, but McClellan was already hurt prior to that. Should never been fighting. Should have never been fighting. He needed probably needed some years to recover. But let me give it to y'all since y'all didn't know what it really was, and you guys can check it out yourself. And when you see it, they're going to show it to you in slow motion. And what it was Rudy Tomjanovich took a punch in 1977 by Kermit Washington. Kermit, after that, he just started like doing real bad after that. Nothing was the same for either one of them again. But he damn near killed him. He damn near killed him with a bare hand punch. Now, I'm not bringing this up so that we can go into the Tyson Fury and shit and mess with that again. No. I was just seeing where y'all was. But y'all can check it out. Kermit Washington. Just like the frog. Kermit. I think, let me see if I can find Kermit Washington. Yeah. That's what it is. But that punch damn near killed him. Damn near killed him. You imagine you're playing basketball and somebody hits you and it damn near kills you? Wow. That's the closest thing to death that the people... Matter of fact, he was supposed to die. Think about that. One punch on the basketball court and the person was probably supposed to die. That's how much damage one punch did. It's about separated his skull from his brain. His whole facial structure, everything. That's a mad person, or something went wrong if you hit somebody like that. But let's get into it. Now I will leave this out there. Bud is a good fighter. But like I keep saying, the shelf for A+ fighters, whether you get mad or not, that goes for anybody, is that shelf is almost clean. If you look at that shelf, it's like you look at the shelf like A+ fighters, you're like, wow, this ain't too much to choose from up there. And none of those fighters, the fighters that are fighting right now, that we're going to mention, they're not really A+ fighters. They're not A+. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not going to mess with... I'm not going to keep messing with Nate Robinson either. Because I love the name Robinson. And he damn near killed it, because when you go do a Google search, and you just Google search Robinson, and 4 out of 6 spots on the Robinson list lists his name. So people can't search Robinson. They start searching Robinson. You see who's underneath me? Sugar Ray Robinson. See? And he took the place of Sugar Ray Robinson. He got 4 spots now. And this is not the way, I'm just telling y'all, this is not the way you guys want to take slots on Google. Because if you look for me, you're going to see just me. You don't see nobody else up there. You're going to just see me. You're going to find out a few little things or whatever. It's not like you're going to be able to follow me. I don't have much to do right now to follow me. Plus, I got my other channel. You guys can follow me there if something happened. But I'll read out what he said. He said, the fight I saw with my own eyes was Nate Robinson, almost whatever that was. Then he started crying. Yeah. Because he doesn't know how to get in. Yeah, see, that's sad right there. See, Nate Robinson. Because even y'all sir said that people in the UK know who Nate Robinson is as well now. He's crying. Nate was looking for a pillow in the cover. Yeah, he's looking for that blanket, man. Let me get that blanket. It's like he was ordering, like you order fast food fries. See, I told y'all I wasn't going to do it. See, y'all starting me up now. See, you order fast food, you get the fries and the burger. Oh, yeah, he's like instead of fast food, he's ordering fast, what do you call it? Linen, fast bedding. Oh, let me get 2 down pillows and a satin sheet, and a wool blanket. Oh no, not a wool blanket. Let me get that polyester blanket. All right, matter of fact, let me get a quilt. Let me 2 quilts, satin sheet, and a down pillow, cotton stuffed pillow. That's it. And I'll take that to go. God dang. Yeah. But the reason I brought this up about the Spence. Now you can hate if you want to. And I'm going to start off with a question. Start off with a question first, then, because that way you guys can help me bury this topic yourself. You know how I do it, man. I got to get the information. So first question is not necessarily, it's boxing related. In your own personal life, if you knew that you was coming up against somebody, say for instance that you were actually going to fight, you're going to play a basketball game or something like that, and you were coming up against somebody, say for instance basketball, all right, just pick any sport you want to, but they had an illness. Say they had 1 arm and 1 leg. Now that depends on if you just completely suck. and you were going to run against him. You was going to run the 40 yards. I'm going to run the 40-yard against him. Or you was going to play basketball with him. You're going to play one-on-one. Or you was going to have a jumping contest. You know, so who can jump over a wire, you know, who you keep raising the wire and then see who can jump over the wire. Now, put that in your mind first. Now, in that case, in that scenario, if you were going to have a crowd around, would you have to brag about what you was going to do? Would you answer the question? I don't want to hear no opinions about nothing else right now. All I want to see is that one of y'all say, do you have to be boastful even if you have a crowd there, your family and something like that? Do you have to be boastful? That's one part of the question. Then I got another part to the question. But let's see. How many people would be like boastful, like, yeah, I'm going to smoke you, man. I'm going to jump way higher than you. I'm going to run faster than you. I got this, son. And how many of you in the back, now the second part of it, would your parents or aunties, anybody, aunties, uncles, cousins, or anybody behind you that was backing you, would they be on your side, you know, yelling with you, yeah, we got this, son? Would they really be pumping it up? And what kind of look is that? So 3 questions. What kind of look is that? Would you brag about it? Would everybody else in your family brag about it? And what kind of look are you portraying when you do that? What kind of look is that? I'll see you out there, Sir Flame. Sir Flame up in the house. Salute to Sir Flame. You already know, man. I got to read it out. Sir Flame says, sup? He says, salute Eagles Web. Boxers, salute to the chat as well. And as always, jab that like button on y'all neck. He said, don't get naked. Eagles Web Boxing. He got the 100 up in the weapons. You know the boxing glove was up good, but with the fire. Much respect. Christopher Yornay say no, that he wouldn't be bragging about it. If you got that kind of advantage, no, you ain't going to brag about it. Would somebody in your family brag about it? Oh, we about to beat up on this cripple. Would they brag about it? And then y'all, Sir Hussein said, F no. And Christopher Yornay right back, no and no. Wouldn't nobody in the family. I know my mom would slap me one for acting like a twat. Oh, yeah, yo, yeah. Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. You right. That's what would happen. Yeah. And see, Gil, see. Now, y'all hold on a second. I ain't going nowhere. Just hold on. Freaking Gil. Gil's ass. I just had to remove that from Gil because figure he's going to start some shit. You guys already know when Gil in here, he's going to start something. So that was like automatic. That's automatic right now. So for the most part, everybody's saying no. So I'm not going to just sit there and berate somebody knowing that when you should win, when you got a unfair advantage to win, then you're going to keep quiet. Because what's going to happen afterwards? Now, this is a question, and I'm going to talk also, but afterwards, what's going to happen if you do what you're supposed to do and everybody knew you were supposed to do it? What's going to happen is that everybody is going to talk bad about you. They're going to tell you about how much ain't shit you are. Oh, you ain't shit. That's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you how sorry you was. And the reason they're going to tell you how sorry you was is because you had such an unfair advantage, it didn't make no sense. You were supposed to go in there and run. As a matter of fact, you were supposed to go in there, run, jump, or whatever else you was doing. You were supposed to take that same kind of disadvantage. I'm not saying that everybody's going to do this in sports, but you were supposed to take that same kind of disadvantage as the other person had in order to show your greatness. Or that if you was great. If you're training, say for instance, you're training a little kid. If you're training a little kid, he's real short, little kid, you train him in basketball, whatever you're training him in, boxing or whatever. Do you stand up and just knock his little ass down or whatever, or slam dunk on him and shit? And this question is for anybody but Gil. Or do you get on your knees, or crawl or whatever? Do you get on all fours, or you crawl, or you get on your knees or something like that, so you can look more level with him? You still probably you're gonna beat him because you're training them, but aren't you gonna do that? Or are you gonna just feel like, yeah, I'm smashing them? And they do parodies where in comedy, where they show somebody, like crushing somebody that has zero chance or something like that. Like you dunking on somebody and they're in a wheelchair. Come on now. And plus on top of that, it has nothing to do with their spine or nothing like that. They're just like one of those little, and I don't know what now this is one thing medically, I don't know what they call them, but they, and I'm not going to say dwarfism because I think it's something more severe than that, but they're in that little wheelchair like that and you're dunking on them. And you putting it on YouTube or something like that. Come on. Really? But that's where we are sometimes. And I'm just putting it out there before I really start smoking a couple of people. Because I am going to start smoking them. Yeah, I see they're crying, Chris. Yeah. And see, the thing about me, and I see what some of you have written, and what this is also, this is a character check, because it helps me out too with you, even if sometimes you're playing, but it helps me out with you because this is a character check, because I deal with grown folk. And then if you come in here and you're not grown folk, then I don't necessarily need you to be up in the Eagles Way of Boxing. But hit my thumbs up before you hit the live. So it's it's a character check also. I want to know where people's at though. So now it's going to the our boxing scenario now. So you have Angel Garcia at first, like the first interviews that you hear from him. If you guys go back and listen to some of his interviews, the first interviews, oh no, we got to take this fight serious and things of this nature. Yeah, we got to look at Errol as being 100% and stuff like that. Then right before the fight, now he's getting all loud. Oh, that your coach is wrong, your team is wrong, everybody's wrong for letting you be in there, because they know you only like about that you're flawed right now. They know that you got brain damage and everything else. Daddy gonna come in and take you out. So a lot of people is actually banking on that for Danny to get the win. But let's go back on to the other side. Now we just show where his character is. And I don't know if I want to spend a whole lot of time talking about him, but for me, he's an ain't shit person. Hey, that's enough of a stamp. Boom. So let's go back to the other side. So there was a point during the press conference where the interviewer was questioning, and actually he was making up his own story and saying that Danny had been calling out Errol for years, 2 years or more, something like that. Errol puts on the brakes and push the don't cap. He don't cap. Nobody's been calling me out for 2-3 years. So then when Errol said that, and Errol put it over there, now Errol said, no, nobody. He said, if anything, he's been calling me out just for a year. And we were supposed to be fighting or whatever. So he put the check move out there, and guess what? So Danny comes back and said, no, I'm a boxer for one thing. He a fighter. So he don't just come back. He don't just be chasing people like that. Okay. So in other words, what happened to all that, the voices? You supposed to be, yeah, I was chasing you for over a couple of years and stuff. How come you didn't come out like that? So Danny is actually quiet. Now you're about to fight. Now he's fighting out. He's keeping it in the way you're supposed to keep it. If indeed you really think Errol's hurt, then you keep it quiet. Like, yeah, I'm a piece him up. You just keep it quiet, yeah. But you also making predictions though. So now you're stuck with a prediction. You're stuck with a 7th round KO. So now you got to get the KTFO by 7. Yes, you're gonna look flawed, because your dad is already looking flawed. He already got you looking flawed with his bullshit. See? But the reason I brought up Errol right there is because Earl sounds like somebody who's haven't left or lost a beat, if you think about it. Because if you really got that kind of damage to you, then you're not gonna remember if somebody's calling you out for 2 or 3 years. But if you're agreeing with him that no, you haven't been calling him out for 2 or 3 years, that means that man is mentally sound, just based off that one question. It's like because there's other questions up there. Like, and the thing about Earl, he's only responding when he need to respond. He's not saying too much. And a lot of times when people just talking too much, they in trouble. And Earl just ain't saying too much, which he never does. A lot of times he will say a little bit more. But Earl, like right before the fight, he's telling you before the fight, like during the face-off, or right if you're facing off in the ring, that's what he's telling you, man. Bring the same energy. So, but Danny's dad, sad, very sad to have to bring up stuff like that, man. If it is true, if it was true, to bring up something like that, that means you scared to death to have to bring something up like that. Oh, we're gonna damage you more, man. We know you're hurting. Come on, man. Come on, get out of here, Angel. I don't know how a devil is named Angel. But then there's a lot of devils named Angel, but yeah. And then Christopher, your name back in, he said, what happened if you lose to him? What happened if you lose to him, then then you got to just get your crow plate. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All of us had a little bit of crow. If you lose or something like that. I mean, people that I knew that I had so much of an advantage over, I never took that advantage over them. The only time I took an advantage over somebody is usually it's at the basketball court. And it's because somebody's running their mouth because I go out there just shooting around and then it don't look spectacular or something like that. And then a youngster come over and want to challenge one-on-one or something like that. Not knowing that he gonna take so many shoulders. Oh, he gonna take so many of those. Oh. He gonna take so many of those. It's gonna wear him down. And plus, I'm not even gonna use those on him until the end because I'm gonna be shooting deep. That's the only time. It's people that you know that you're gonna whoop them, you just don't. Or mouthpieces. Now, if somebody come in with like a big mouthpiece, then it don't matter. It don't matter if they at a disadvantage because they came in with a big mouthpiece. If you came in respectful, then yeah, nothing's gonna happen. But if you came in with a big mouthpiece, then I'm gonna get you. But if you came in and you win, if you really win, if it's really competitive, you win because I might have overestimated you or underestimated you. Well, shit, I gotta eat that crow plate, Chris. That's that crow plate. Gil Cole says, still talking trash. Yeah, Gil. Sir Flame was at the salute that y'all, sir. Yep, y'all, sir. Said I would let a disabled person win. I said I wouldn't even try. Well, you got to try, man. You don't see. That's one thing you don't do when you got somebody that's at a disadvantage. Is you don't patronize them like that by just getting blown out. I mean, you still got to do something. You know what I mean? I mean, we all done that with kids or girls where we do the fake fall down. Oh, man, you made me fall down. Where we do the fake fall down or trip or something like that so they can win or something. We've all done that, you know. I mean, when I say we've all done that, I'm talking about people with conscience. Somebody like Gil, I don't know. Gil sit there and smashing people. He playing like 6-year-olds in tennis and stuff. And he's serving over to him like, hey, there's an ace. Ace your ass again. 15 love. 30 love. 40. Gil stupid. He like 40. That's game. See, I can see that. That Gil do something like that. Smashing a 6-year-old with the serve. Yeah, so Hussein said, let them talk shit to me and everything. Yeah. I don't know. Some people, it depends. Like I said, I told you my separation is if you really just if you really just don't know, if you really think you got it like that and you just talking too much, then I'm gonna put it on you. But if you just if it's you just funning around or something like that, yeah, I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't care. You can get me. But I have to have a clause though. See, y'all, sir, I have to have a clause. See, in my written clause, I have to have a rematch clause written, and that's for Chris too. So you got to have that rematch clause too. You know, that's one. That's off top. So off top, you got to have the clause up in there. Hey, don't leave home without the clause, just in case afterwards. See, that's where you're making your mistake, y'all, sir. Is if you don't have that clause, you're in trouble because you're one and done. See, you don't want to be one and done. Yeah, y'all seen that special, the one and done? That's a pretty good little special, man. Y'all check it out. Yeah, the one you don't want to do the one and done because you one and done. That's it. You one and done. That's it. And you ain't gonna be able to live it down. Cause see, because all you can bring up now is, you got to keep bringing up. Oh, I was going, but I let him win, and see, it ain't gonna sound right. Now your whole character, now you loud and everything else. You wasn't that loud before the game, before I whooped your ass. See, you in trouble. That's why you always got to do that rematch clause. Because if they don't want to do the rematch, then hey, then everybody got to look at them like, how come you don't want to do the rematch? Because that's when you put the heavy stuff on them. Yeah, sir. See, that's the way I say it. Gil Cole said, "I'm dunking on that baby. It builds character." See, that's why I told you, man. The Gil ain't no damn good, man. Dunking on babies and stuff. Have I ever dunked on a baby? I'm trying to think. Or a kid? No, never have. Ever put a kid down before, like just let them see what's going on? The only thing I've ever done with a kid is show strength to a kid. Like, just on basketball. So on basketball, the only thing I've ever done, like grab the ball, and we both grab the ball, and they're trying to out strengthen you, is pick their little ass up with the ball. That's the only thing I've ever done. Like, you know, I don't really block their shots or nothing like that. But if they try to out muscle me, so then that's why you got to show them that man strength. Like, give me that ball, you little bastard. Give me the ball. You got to pull that, give me the ball on them. You know what I mean? But see, I already knew Gil was going to say something stupid like that. He said, I'm dunking on the baby. He said, build character. Whose character is it building, Gil? That's what I want to know. Whose character? Is it building your character or them? He said, I might even cheat with little kid. He said, life lessons. God dang, Gil. See, Gil is just, that's right, y'all, sir. He a fool. He crying at Gil Cole. You're all the way wrong for that, man. Yeah, Gil all the way wrong for that. Errol has me laughing when he said that. Yeah, because Errol was like, no, ain't no capping up in here. Errol said, no cap. Take that cap off of that shit. Ain't nobody, you ain't been looking for me like that. No, then make Danny check his own self. See, and that's why I'm noticing that Danny's checking himself, and he's getting loud in spots. But that's out of character. See, wait a minute. 1 minute you up and you boastful, and both from him and his dad. Now, I'm going to have to put him on the suspect personality check, just like I do Sean Porter. So, Danny, you're going to be on the suspect list also, because your personality, you kind of suspect. Yeah. Y'all so say so. In Angel's defense, he's always been a low life. Oh, why he crying? Y'all, sir, again. He said I would make it look more believable than the Kell Brook dive, though. Yeah, see? Everybody looking at it like it was a Kell Brook dive, see? Now, the reason y'all know it's the Kell Brook dive is because you heard him clearly said he was ready to go again. Oh, okay, let's just go. And no count and nothing, just like Kell, you straight up a fruit basket, man. All you do is pump yourself up. And so let's classify these three fighters. Y'all like, who the hell is the three fighters? So the one we just mentioned is a lot of people aren't seeing him as being the prototype. You guys aren't seeing that, right? But all they talk about is his size. They never talk about his ability. They always talk about his size, and they always talk about how hard it is for him to make welterweight. and that he's going to be fighting at 154. That's all they talk about. All they talked about with Dubois was his. They never really talked about his skill set, like he has a tremendous skill set. It's just his power and all that. Same thing with AJ. So if I said those three, is those three. There's always being talked about their stature, never their skill set. Like not exclusively like the skill set. Oh yeah, man, he's just a phenomenal boxer. He can do this, he can do that, he can do it all. He can punch, he can bang, he can box, he can move. You never hear that. But now we got 2 down, right? And we got 2 down for the same reason. For the same reason. Because of orbital bones or eye fracturing, or however you want to call it. And because there's something in the water over there in England. And I hope y'all, sir, I hope you don't be messing with that same water. Get some calcium in your water, man. Sir Flame crying. Gil Code, take it. Yeah, he said he's taking pillow to the floor on kids too. See, I told y'all, man, don't pay attention to Gil. Gil is out of his damn mind. I don't know what it is. He ain't getting no better. He just got hitched up and still talking about, yeah, I'm taking it out on kids. I'm dunking on them to get them ready for it because that's gonna build their character, man. That's what I'm telling you. That's gonna build their character. He out there elbowing little kids and stuff, dunking on them, telling them that the score was a whole different score. That damn Gil, man. I'll see you down there, my brother up in here. Deep to the Bailey up in here, y'all. He said salute at Eagles way of boxing. Yeah, and salute out to you, bro. Yeah. But that's straight up bull, though. Nobody's going to do that. So if you already know that you got the advantage over somebody, if you're fighting, you're running against somebody, one leg, one arm, playing basketball, they got one leg, one arm, you know, any sport, you're going to ease up on them or you're going to let them do whatever, you know, you're going to let them do whatever. You feel me? Except for Gil dunking on kids. That's got to build their character. So Gil going to dunk on kids and shit like that. Nobody's dunk. Gil's the only one that's going to be dunking on children and stuff like that. Dunking on the babies. Ugh, pull your cut. Yeah. So the reason I was bringing that up is because just the character itself. And also it checks the Webb's character. The people that come up in here, I check their character just a little bit too, just to see where your mind is set. And we all, far as the majority of us, we said that if somebody was really at that much of a disadvantage, is we wouldn't take advantage of them. And like I said, Angel Garcia first comes out. He said, "Oh no, we preparing like we fighting the real, like the 100% Errol. We're not fighting him like he's a shell of a fighter or what like that he's shot." But then Danny lets the cat out the bag, talking about 7-round knockout. And then, of course, that fires his father up. Now his father's talking about, oh, yeah, they should have never had Errol up in there. We're going to beat Errol up. We're going to expose Errol. We're going to knock him out or something like that. We're going to put the helmet down on the star. You know, all this little cryptic talking and stuff like that. And then he just comes out and says that, that Errol got so much damage and stuff to him. Oh, that he's not totally recovered. And we're going to do this, we're going to do that, or whatever. But he all of a sudden got loud. Because first he was kind of low-key, now he's getting loud. But Earl's low-key and still low-key. And Derek James is still low-key. And they're just saying, we're going to fight. As simple as that. All the extra energy that Angel using is just going, for me, I see now that probably Errol, now if looking at Errol as being 100, because he say I'm 100, I see a lot of pain in this fight. Now if we're going off what Errol says, I see a lot of pain. I see a lot of punishing body shots. A lot. I mean, I'm not talking about this. I see a lot of punishing body shots, not regular. Matter of fact, I see the output because Danny probably will have to put up. He's gonna have to have a higher output, but then I see Earl's probably gonna have even a higher output than he usually has. He's gonna be banging him up, provided he's the same, which a lot of people are banking on him not being the same, and they're hoping because you got a lot of people still cry about Danny because of the Keith Thurman fight and because of the Sean Porter fight. You still got a lot of people crying about those fights. I don't think he lost. But here's the key matchup, and I think Derek Bailey brought that up before. Maybe a week or two ago that Derek Bailey brought that up. The key matchup to look at in this fight is going to be Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. And we know what Errol Spence did to Lamont Peterson. Basically retired him. Left him with one more fight left, and then he had to go after that. He didn't even have one more fight. So, Lamont Peterson, in my estimation, we know how the fight went. So I'm going to put it to you like this. Lamont Peterson did a lot better than I felt that he got credit for. And even then, Angel was over in the corner telling lies to Danny. He said, oh, we knew he was going to run, the boxing skills going to come in and stuff like that. I'm like, wait a minute. Matter of fact, if you listen at the end of the fight, Danny said, you won. To Lamont Peterson. Why would he say that? You won. Like that. Why would he say that? As a matter of fact, Lamont Peterson does not hit as hard as Errol Spence, and he actually hurt Danny. And with a little bit more time, might have been able to put his ass to sleep. And that was over a 12-round haul, right? So over a 12-round haul. So now you're looking at somebody with even greater intensity. So greater intensity. So if this Errol to the Spence is that Errol to the Spence plus some super Spence, I'm looking at probably 8. I'm probably looking around 8. Because it will take a couple of rounds for the pride, not necessarily to be beat out of Danny, but for the pride to be beat out of Angel. All the cussing from 5, 6, and 7, all the cussing and motivation will be beat out of his son around by 7. So by 8, it's going to be beat out of Angel. Where he can't scream no more like, oh shit, this shit just ain't working out. His energy is going to get lower and lower and lower. Now we're saying that if Errol is that super Spence that came back. Let me see what y'all got out here. D to the Bailey is saluting y'all out, so I'm going to let y'all know what he said. Just in case you're doing something else, Derek Bailey says, salute at Gil Coles, at Yasser Hussein, at Sir Flame, at Christopher Your Name. And then D to the Bailey right back. He says, so Angel has more information on Spence and no better than the doctors. If EJ wasn't ready, I don't think he would fight. Facts. At D to the Bailey. It's like, how did Angel get in their camp? How did he infiltrate their camp? And he knows what the brain scan says and everything else. He knows what the MRI says, the CT scan. He knows what everything said. He knows all the critical stuff about Errol Spence. Does he really seem like he's that type of a scientific person? Think about it. As a matter of factly, is there any kind of problems that Angel might have himself with any type of substance that we may or may not know about? Does he have any problems with anything? It's not a normal reaction for somebody's dad sometimes, the stuff that he says. Because When he first got in there, he was keeping it linear. He was like, everything was straight. Like, okay, everything popping off Angel. I didn't trust him in the first place. I knew sooner or later he was gonna blow up. I was waiting for it, but now all of a sudden he blows up. Because you can always think, oh, that's the new improved Angel. That's the new improved Angel, but it wasn't the new improved Angel. It was that same Angel. It's just that we thought it was the new improved Angel. But it wasn't. He wasn't new and improved. He's just the same old damn Angel, because he's coming up with information that we don't know nothing about. Like, where'd you get all your information from, Angel? And D to the Bailey hit that right back. D Bailey said, I got Spence in 10 Punisher rounds. That's right. Yasu Hussein says Spence by KO TKO 8-9 rounds. I'm looking at 8. I'm sticking with my 8. I wasn't even gonna let y'all get my stuff out of me, because usually I'm just quiet, because I don't want to be no crow eater. And plus, I got a show, so I can't just, you see what I mean? I can't just come up with this. But does anybody have any information on on Angel that might be derogatory? Since Angel all of a sudden started running his mouth. I see you down there, Jake to the Brown. Does anybody have any information on him? Since he thinks he has information on Errol, what's his information? And you should have known anyway that he's gonna get loud in the long run. How he's gonna get loud? Everybody knew that. You knew he's gonna start bringing up something. Oh, Errol ain't the same. He gonna get exposed. We're gonna put the helmet down and do this and do that. We're gonna put the helmet down on the 50-yard line or whatever like that inside the stadium. Danny gonna expose him. His side doesn't care nothing about him because of this and that. Because they know he's still damaged goods and all that. So he's coming up with all this crap. But first he behaved himself at first. But now all of a sudden, now the closer we get, he gonna still be running his mouth. He gonna be out of breath like that. And here it is, and this is the point, because when the two fighters was fighting, the two older fighters, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. Now, we were all saying that they was huffing and puffing, especially Roy Jones, but Mike was relaxed on that weed. But Roy Jones was huffing and puffing. Roy, I don't think he don't do no kind of weed and no kind of nothing. He don't drink or nothing like that. But anyway, Roy was huffing and puffing, and his was more from holding on. Now, we teased them and stuff like that and said that they was going to have an ambulance in both corners and stuff like that and have to have oxygen and all that. But it was a good fight. Ended up being one of the best fights. It's better than Joyce's fight, to me. A lot of people think it wasn't. But you have to look at the little nuances, the little subtleties in that fight. You have to go back and look at it to see what kind of stuff was being done. Okay, I see how Roy got away from that. Oh, I see how Tyson. The only thing that would have made it better for me is if Roy would have cracked Mike a little bit harder. And I'm gonna tell you something. Now, this is my opinion on that fight. Is that I could see Roy getting Tyson out if Tyson was hurt a lot clearer than I could see Tyson getting Roy Jones out if Roy Jones was hurt. And here's the point, is because Roy Jones was hurt. But if Roy would have noticed that Tyson was hurt, he would have took his ass out. You best believe that. He took him out. Let me see what y'all got. Yeah, so all this information that Angel got. Yeah, Angel out of his damn mind. I got Spence. Okay, I see that. Okay. Yeah, Peterson started to take Peterson started too late in the fight. He should have went to work earlier. No, I don't even know if that's true, Derek. I think he did. I think you could have gave him the nod on that one. If Danny gave him the nod, then what else? What you gonna do? If Danny said you won, because I think Danny, to be honest, I think Danny wants to be more humble a lot of times, but he just can't, because his dad is like, keeps him from being a little bit more humble. I like it. You should be humble sometimes. But he just, yep. Derek Beatty said, plus Spence got that super unleaded gas tank. Yep. He got on damn sure on that high octane petrol. D to the Bailey again. He said, Angel, crackhead. And then Yasser said, and Derek Bailey, he said 100 and he crying. Yep. Well, I put it out there. I just asked y'all if he had any problems to be trying to be a judge or somebody. And then Jay to the Brown said, salute to Eagles way of boxing. I already got the salute into him. Yasser Hussein right back. He said he skills, or I guess his skills for chatting shit and improving with every fight that he takes. Yeah, he's getting better and better. But I think he had to think a long time on this one, right? You know, usually you can think of a comeback and you come back on somebody, but Angel got to think more. Like Angel got to think. Oh, I got to think. I gotta have some kind of a comeback. Yeah, I gotta have a comeback. What's your comeback? Yeah. So he came back, but he don't have like a response like to come right back on somebody. You know what I mean? You gotta think, man. That brain don't fire like it used to. Jay Brown said to Derek Bailey, salute homie. Yasser Hussein is at Jay Brown. And Derek Bailey is at Jay Brown. And then Jay Brown at Yasser. And then Derek Bailey right back at, he said facts at Yasser. Yeah. He getting better though. You must Angel saying and doing what he always do. Yep. Yeah, but Jay Brown, he stopped for a while. You know what I mean? He kind of slowed down. Yeah, you know, he slowed down a little bit. You know what I mean? His mouthpiece, he was slow for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Angel was trying. You should have known he was up to. We knew he was up to some shit. You know what I mean? Because he got quiet. Like, yo, you ain't saying enough, man. We ain't used to this. This is a whole different Angel and shit. You ain't saying enough of the shit to disturb people like you usually do. And I don't even know what else he done said. He probably said a whole lot of other stuff. But we know he has problems and stuff, though. And Daddy just looked like he in a corner, like all quiet, like, oh, shit, I don't want to say nothing. I'm going to knock him out in the 7th after that, but we ain't really hearing nothing. I'm a better boxer, better thing. See, all the stuff that he's saying, that's just resonating. It just going through Earl's mind like, oh, you that much better? You punch harder, you got better? I'm telling you, Earl's going to left hook his ass. Watch and see. Watch and see. That's provided that Earl is on point, which he has. I believe he has to be. I don't think no surgeons and stuff like that is just letting you go out there like, yeah. And plus, if he had been drinking, just think about what people see what people are thinking. Or people are thinking that when you've been drinking, that you took so much more damage. First of all, when you've been drinking, is your blood is thinner. So your blood is thinner. Your nerves are more relaxed. Now, let me see. So your blood is thinner, so that means it's just flowing. So you're probably not going to get something like a clot or nothing like that. Because your blood is like, it's just flowing. It's easy. Now, if you bleed, you're going to bleed probably more or something like that because your blood's thinner. But your nerves and everything's relaxed. Your muscles are relaxed. So even if you took some kind of damage, it's just, your brain is more or less, you know, if it's not swollen, it's just, you're relaxed. You don't remember. A lot of people have drank before and probably fell down and didn't feel nothing. Like, oh shit, what happened? Man, I fell? Or fall and still be laying on the floor when they wake up. They don't remember shit. Were they knocked out? Are they used goods? Now, yeah, we got to add the cage. In other words, we got to add the car back to the equation. Yes, there was a lot. It was traumatic. But I don't know, because I do believe in miracles, and a lot of people don't believe in miracles. If it was a miracle, which a lot of people think is a miracle, but if it was a miracle, then Daddy, your ass is in a lot of trouble. Because I've been the recipient of miracles, so I know that miracles do exist. And I just don't talk about them a lot of times. Because people, oh, no. But people in my family remember that I'm the recipient of miracles. But just drinking like that, like I said, blood's thinner, muscles loose. You're like, so I'm like this now, and I fall. Ain't nothing. I might get some bruises, and that's usually what happens. You get bruises when you're loose like this. When you just like, you get bruises. You don't get, ain't nothing breaking. But if you're like this, like, if you're like this, all tensed up, we're gonna crash. Everything's breaking. Muscles is snapping, everything, because you're all tense. And all that, when you're tense like that, you're rigid, things are gonna break. If you're loose like a rubber band, you ain't gonna break a rubber band. It got to stretch out a lot further. But you're like that. So that's just my opine, and that's my understanding of somebody who's been drinking. I'm just saying. So don't crowd yourself thinking, oh yeah, Errol's busted. And that's a damn shame where your fans got to back you because they think somebody's busted. That's the only reason your fans is backing you, because they think somebody's busted, or do they really believe that you got that skill set? I think that your fans is basing stuff off because they think Earl's busted. But as soon as your ass get mopped, they're going to be, oh, I knew Earl's going to win. Oh, we just wanted to see if he had the same energy, you know. Shut your dumb ass up. Just keep it for what it is. In this case, it's harder to call because we do almost have to call both sides. Because we got to use an if. In most languages, there is no if. Because we know both sides, but in this case, we don't know, so we got to throw that if in there. So, provided, if we don't want to use if, provided Earl is that same animal in the ring, plus some, then Danny, your ass is in trouble. If Earl is not that animal, I'm not saying, but then again, for me, I think he still beats him at not being as much of an animal as he needs to be. He's got to be as much of an animal as he was to beat Peterson. Well, that was kind of an animal right there. Something like that. He don't even have to be as great as he was to beat Mikey. He'll still win, still edge it out. But provided he's that much better than what, because I got these good ass ears. He's damn sure hitting hard from what I see. He's hitting hard as hell. He's hitting way harder than what he uses to hit. I'm saying his power is up about 20-25% at least. At least. So that's just how much more power you got to take. And somebody hit your ass hard enough, you can forget all about them being hurt. Yep. Jay Brown said, Angel saying and doing what he always does. Yeah. And y'all sir who say he right though. I see what you say, y'all sir. Y'all said at some stage, his kid got to say, Pops, you need to calm down and hold back. He said, you're going to get me seriously hurt out there one day. Yep. And that's what happened when you got somebody. And that's when I brought that whole point up is, would you see Gil talking about that he's going to be the one all fired up. Yeah, I'll be up there rooting him on like, yeah, get him, dunking on kids and everything else. That's why I brought up that whole scenario. What would you do if you was fighting somebody, or you was running against somebody, jumping against somebody, playing a sport against somebody, and you know they have one arm and one leg? What would you do? Would you go out there and just try to smash them, murderize them, or would you just like, okay, I'll let you do what you got to do? Let them win, or just, or you just win by 1 point, or whatever you was going to do. You know what I mean? Or would you take that same disadvantage they got? Like you tie up one arm and tie up one leg. See? Then, of course, Gil had to go to the opposite end. Like, yeah, he going to do whatever he can. He just going to crush whoever, even if it's kids or whatever. He ain't even getting on his knees if he's showing a little kid how to fight. Gil ain't even getting on his knees, little 6-year-old. He's standing up over him. But you got to learn how to duck them uppercuts or whatever, them hooks. Just wrong. Overhand. He said, you seen Dubois quit? Man, them Brits are brittle. Yeah, overhand. Yeah, I even know that overhand. Salute to overhand. Overhand up in here. Yeah. Yeah, Dubois. We talked about Dubois. And we just, matter of fact, I brought up all three of them. All three of their little prototypes over there. Got 2 of them is right now. We've seen all of them on that one knee. We've seen Anthony Joshua on that one knee. We've seen Kell Brook on that one knee more than once, and we've seen Dubois on that one knee. That's their whole thing, is they got to go down on their knees to pray after they get beat up. And so we got two of them got cracked faces, and that's Dubois and Kell Brook. So they're done. So only one more has to get his face cracked, and he's done on these prototypes. And I don't care where they come from. I don't care if you come from England or what. I don't care. Come from Europe, whatever. We understand that the story has been even before the Vito Antifermo, or not the Vito Antifermo, even before the Alan Minter, because Alan Minter, y'all know I got my information, so let me go up in here and let me see, because I want to read. And you know, a lot of times what happens is they put out information from these older sources, and they don't have like the exact, it's not an exact copy or print or nothing like that. It's not. But what it is just, it's just a representation of the past, and that's what they do. So it's just a representation. So I don't want to misquote them, so I'm gonna try to find this quote so we see where all this stuff stems from. And we shouldn't even have this kind of stuff, but you got dumbass people though, so that's why we have it, because you just got dumb people. You got people that get caught up in the race narrative, but we know the whole picture is a lot bigger than that. It has shit to do with race. But everybody always think it's race. I said, no, it's not race. Stop it. Stop thinking it's race. It's not that. It's agenda. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's agenda. So we got to stop that. If you think it's race, then you're in trouble, because it's always a agenda. Okay, I don't see it on here. I thought I had saved it, but there's no problem on that. Thought I had saved it, but I'll just go back to it. Okay. What you do is you just go back and look at your, yeah. So you just always go back to look to the words that you were searching. That's it. Yeah. And see, what they did is they actually cleaned it up, because this is not what it's. So I'm gonna tell you guys where I got this at. I got this, now this is on Boxing Scene, and I'll read what it says there. So they put the quote, which I'm quite sure that they changed it. Somebody else wrote this up. It says September 27, 1980. It says it is not a date that Alan Minter will forget, for it was the day he lost his world middleweight title. Before the fight, Minter said, "I don't want to lose my title to a black man." That's still bad enough anyway. But unfortunately for the Englishman, the black man in question was Marvin Hagler, who destroyed him in 3 rounds at Wembley Arena. Minter did claim back some credit by condemning the violence after the fight, when the fans, including members of the National Front, pelted Hagler with bottles, leaving him stuck in the ring for 20 minutes. So if you guys don't know about that, you guys go check it out. But when he said that, I don't want to, that was bull. Because the quote was, "I'm not going to." That was the original quote. See, I don't like when people do. I don't like when people do that. I don't like when they change stuff up. So y'all got me looking for it, because, yeah. I'll just look look real quick again, just to see, to make sure. Yeah. Yep, I think this is the page where it was, right? It has taken me 17 years to become champion of the world. I'm not going to let a black man take it away from me. Now that is the one. That's on fightland.vice.com. Fightland. And so that was the quote. But they try to clean. You see how they do, even with young history. This ain't even like real. This ain't even real old history. You see what I mean? And so we can see that. And people always believe what history was and all that. No, that's why they gotta listen to people like Derek Bailey. Well, you can't listen to Gil Coles. That's why you gotta listen to Jay Brown. That's why you gotta listen to Yasser Hussein. That's why you gotta listen to Chris. And that's why you gotta listen to a lot of other people. I'm not just naming people in my chat, but that's why. In other words, what I'm saying is you gotta listen to people that was actually there for the events. That's why it's good to sit down and listen to them. I know, and we taped it. So somebody tell you they taped it or something like that, or they wrote it down, or they'll never forget. If somebody tells you that they'll never forget, then you better take that whatever quote they give you, you take that as being fact. When they say I'll never forget the day. Because if they say they never forget the day, that means they have replayed that day in their mind more than one time. But see, they always want to switch stuff up. And this is something that happened way back in 1980. 81, something like that. That's something that happened way back there. Think about it. Think about if something happened way back there in 1980. Is that long ago? Is that long enough? That's not even long. That's not even, it hasn't even cooled down on the pages yet. And you're already switching it up. See? Already switching it up. Already. You already, oh, well, no, that's not what he meant. I mean, what you mean that's not what he meant? That's what he said. Now, the reason being is because we talked about this before. We just talked about this. The reason being is that a lot of English people are good people. They are good people. And they was embarrassed behind that shit. They was embarrassed about, throwing all the bottles and stuff in there. They was apologizing to Hagler forever. Like, oh, Hagler, we're sorry. I wasn't involved with it, but I apologize for the rest of the stupid ass Englishmen that was doing all that shit. Wow. Changing history, changing what something says in history already. 40 years, and you're gonna change it, and you're changing it already. Because it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. And who changed that shit anyway? Because we're not gonna deal with them if they're gonna be changing shit. Let me see. Who I told you guys was it? Was it Box? I think it was not Boxing Scene. I think that's what it was. So I'm not gonna mess with Boxing Scene, because Boxing Scene, if you're not gonna tell the truth, then we don't want nothing to do with you. That's my disclaimer. I'm just gonna throw it out there like that. So if we go to anywhere and they change it up, then we just gonna switch it. We're gonna switch out on them. But Earl, I just see Earl is just doing a lot of the body work is what's going to do it for Earl. Just the body damage that he puts on him. And I'm giving it to 8. I'm going to say 8 because then he's going to come out fighting hard like 4 and 5. He's going to just try to get back in it. 1, 2, and 3, he can be already losing. So by 4, he's going to try to come back. 5, Angel's going to be still cussing and crying. 6, Angel's going to be cussing and crying. 7, Angel's going to be a little bit more quiet. 8, Angel's going to be like, that's my son. Finally realize that's his son. Yeah. But stop trying to clean up shit. We already know the history. We know all the dirty shit. Red savages, red savages, black, whatever. What they say? Black savages, red savages, this and that. Always got to be something savage and shit like that. Apes, half humans and shit like that. Whatever. All kinds of shit like that. And then later on, that book don't exist no more. But we got it and we copied it. We wrote it word for word what it was saying. Hey, lying bass. They change up everything. So don't fall for that. And just go to your elders, man, and get the information while they still around, man. Just try to get the real information. Sometimes you got to sit down with them, man. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna sit down with them and get all the information. So now it's my turn. I'm the storyteller now, so I got to be the storyteller. Some of us got to be storytellers before it's our time. I like the real old storytellers. I like the 80-something years old. That's not really. I mean, nothing's old because we don't live to be old, but just, you know, you guys know what I'm saying, like 80s, 90s, and shit like that. Just listen to their stories. Sitting there all day with your eyes all bugged out and ears like elephant ears. You be trying to hear everything, man. You be like, huh? Yeah. I love it though. I love when I hear stories. When I hear the ancient stories, man. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, DB. D to the buddy say facts at Jay Brown. Yeah. Yeah. But Angel living his life through his son. You right. He said he couldn't wait till they started asking Angel's questions at the final press conference. He loves the limelight. He does. He likes it. And then right before that, yeah, D to the baby said I thought he had one also. Yeah, talking about Peterson. Yeah, yeah. But Dubois, yeah, we got a lot of these prototypes is gonna be quitting. Yep, y'all, Sir Hussein at J Brown 100 say he's definitely living his dreams and the best life through his son. Yep. Y'all, Sir Hussein said I'm sure Mentor died recently. Did he? I didn't even know Mentor had died, man. That's news to me. I thought he was still around. Yeah. Well, shit. Maybe that's why they cleaned it up too. He's not here no more, so of course his legacy. You don't want to see, because those two things make a lot of difference. They make a lot. They believe me, that makes a lot of a difference for your legacy. I'm not going to let a black man take it away from me. Or I don't want. They both are more racist, but one of them sounds more definitive. Like, I'm not going to let a black man take my title from me. I'll kick his nuts before I let him win. Whatever. Here we go. Oh, that's somebody who don't know me, because I can tell by the ring. Don't worry. So y'all don't worry about that one. I'm not gonna pay attention to that one anyway. Yep. But you're right, D to the baby. They always want to make stuff political. D to the baby said, nope, not long at all. Yeah. Jay Brown said Spence by 9 rounds, stoppage by body shots. If I'm looking at some kind of I'm looking at damage to I'm just saying that he could take a lot, but I'm just looking at that shit just becoming too crippling. I'm just looking at it being too crippling. And I'm not saying the body shots are going to, I mean, I said the body. What I mean is he's going to overwork them. I'm not saying that Earl ain't going to go upstairs and, you know, and Danny might have to take a knee. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that accumulative work to the body is going to be, that's going to be the telling factor. Put it that way. Yeah. And then D to the baby right back. He said, yeah, I really think the Spence is going to punish Danny. At Jay Brown, yeah. And that's what we're looking at. Looking at that punishment. And he's turning them. He's turning them. He's turning them, and they got sound. When you turn, that flesh feels that little turn. See? You turn it. At the end, that momentum of your body is just like, you ever do the water like that in a bowl? See? Swirling like that. Now think about flesh. When you keep hitting it, it's turning. He's just cranking in. Graphic, huh? Look. It's just cranking into the body. Rather than just being flat, leaving a bruise, we're going to get a twist. So I want that meat softened. Every time I hit you, I want that meat to be softened. I want my hand to still be turning when I hit you. Even when I hit you, I want it to still be turning. So I want the damage to be in like a turning instead of just flat. Because flat is just a certain area. But if I'm turning it now, all that, you see, that bruising and shit is going outward, softening up everything until I can get some crackage. Yeah. There, D to the base say Billy Ho is fighting right now. Well, let him fight. Okay, we ain't gonna watch it. We'll catch the replay at D to the baby. Eagles win boxing. That's my prediction. Yeah. Jay, yeah, that's a good one. We 8-9. We real close. All of us is 8-9-10. We're all 8-9. We're not even, one person is talking about, you know, the round right before championship round. In other words, so Danny, you going out before the championship rounds come in. In Eagles way of boxing, that's the way that we see it. That's the way we're gonna call it. That's what we calling it. I don't care how y'all call it. This is the way Eagles way of boxing is calling it. Let's do a quick breakdown. Let's do a quick breakdown. Let's do some check marks, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Earl gets ones. Danny gets twos. Or y'all can do a D or EJ or DG. Front foot. Who has the advantage front foot? Y'all sure who says it? Look, he said he's fighting an undefeated bum from Preston or something. That's what happened. Let's go, man. We're going to do a couple of points. We're not going to do all the Eagles wear points. But front foot, who has the... Y'all can write what you want to. You can write who, why, or whatever. Front foot. Who got the best? Who's best on that front foot? The first front foot. Okay, we'll do front foot. Errol Spence got 1 vote. Errol Spence got 2 votes because he got mine. Errol Spence got 3 votes. There we go, front foot. Back foot. Second one, back foot. Who's best on that back foot? Who's best on that the back foot? See, back foot is here. Coming off the back foot. Back foot. Back foot. So that's 2. Number 2, back foot. I just want y'all to feel better about your predictions. We got 2 for back foot. We got 2 for back foot because we got me and we got Jay Brown. Me and Jay Brown got him on the back foot. All we need is a couple. So put down, in case these ones get confusing, you can put EJ with the back foot or something like that. Okay, this foot movement period. Just moving on their feet period. Moving on the feet. Okay, Jay Brown got Danny better on the back foot. But this feet period. Who got the best feet period? Okay, so I guess, so the first one's all of us. So we got 4 for front foot is Spence. And then we got a split between me and Jay Brown. Okay, so Danny got the best back feet. Danny's best if somebody comes in. That makes it a little bit interesting right there, if that's true. That makes it interesting. Hold on a second. Yeah, we just trying to do this real. Okay, so 1. Okay, so we back to Earl again. So all around this foot movement, Earl. So we're gonna give Earl that. Okay, let's change this one. This is a no-brainer right here. The no-brainer, who got the best jab? Who has the best jab? So, because remember we did this a long time ago, so we can always, so I gave you guys all these points so we can break it down better. It's like, okay, so. And it makes a lot of sense too. I like doing it. I do it this way myself sometimes when I'm doing the fights. Is I put this in front of me, like I better put this in front of me so I'll have it. And I do. I'll put this in front of me when I'm doing the fight. Or even if I don't write it, I'm going to put it, it's going to be in my head or something like that. Yeah. So that's back. I mean, that's back foot, but the best jab. Now we're on back jab. Yeah, you're right though. He said Daddy makes his living on in generating the action. He's a timing fighter, and that's it. Yeah, that's exactly right. But the best jab, and that's going to be more the key right there, because your back foot is not going to do you any good if you get in that. Think about it. If you get in that right there, the ball. That's why you got your ass. That's why you got your eye hurt throwing this shit. Who who taught you that shit? Who throws that kind of shit? You know your shit was supposed to be straight. You know you were supposed to be like, it don't even take much. If you've been doing this shit for a long time, it don't take much. That's what that shit's supposed to look like when it come at you. Over, and right back. Damn. That's how it's supposed to look. Errol gonna be like, see? And I'm starting to see Errol. So, and I know you guys might give this to Danny, but I don't know if you will. I don't think you will. As far as like power punches, let's go with. Do you really think Danny got a better hook than Errol? Think about it. Who has the best hook? Best hook. I'm still gonna give that one to Errol too. I'm giving the best hook to Errol. In other words, so Danny, you getting more limited now because Errol got the best hook to me. And do I don't have it here. Where's that one at? I had it. I got to put it back up. But I had Errol with the best hook is because even when Danny fought Porter, he couldn't land his best hook on. His best hook didn't do shit, evidently. But Errol knocked Porter's lips back to the back of his neck. That's the best hook. That's one of the best hooks I've done seen too. So I'm still going with Errol. And so we're not going to cover every point, but just think about it. So if we already covered all this, and Errol is like got even better hooks, I was like, well, shit. What do you have? You got back foot. So far everybody gave Danny back foot. And so you're going to have to rely on back foot. Yeah, Jay Brown. Yeah, I'm feeling it right now. You see how ugly my face got, uglier than what it usually is, right? I started thinking about that hook to the body. That's that's the sound you make. Jay Brown, that's the sound. If you sparring and you never got the gut check, and you finally get the gut check, you all thinking you doing good. You all like, yeah, I'm good. You all neck is all up straight, and then coach tells him and go and gut him a little bit. That just fold everything up. Your chin come down, everything come down. But that's what it is. Yeah. That's another thing that I see too. Is it them jabs? Because first 3 rounds, I think that's what's going to take the fight from him. Okay, now we're going to call it out the way it is. So the first 3 rounds, jab is just going to be, it's going to be too much. So 4th round, now Danny has to step up and do something that he don't normally do. He has to come forward. You ain't coming forward with no left hook. Think about it. Errol's a southpaw. Guess where Errol's jab is at? And that's his main blocking hand too. Guess where it's at? It's on his right side, on Danny's left hook side. So he's trying to throw that hook to come in. He's getting countered. He's getting blocked and countered. And Errol probably taller, he might come around that hook with his own hook, or short, or uppercut. So Danny's gonna take a couple of 4th round. Errol's gonna be able to get to the body more. Body, maybe a couple of uppercuts and stuff like that. I'm not saying 1, 2, and 3. He's not gonna touch the body, but he's gonna start touching it even more and more and more. So now you got pain upstairs and downstairs. So that's just based off just the hooks and the foot movement. Earl's ahead already. Okay. Now we know I'm not even gonna the mental aspect. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give them both. All three. That they want to fight. They're coming here to win, and they'll do anything to get that win. That they'll go in for the kill, because they will. Both of them will go in for the kill. So I'm not gonna give anybody no extra. I'm not gonna get nobody no extra on that. So the mentality is probably the same, but you always got to give one person an edge because there's nobody that's gonna be exactly the same. So you got to give like a little bit of an edge. In this case, I might give Errol just like the star on that one. I might give Errol the star. Okay, so movement. So just the lateral movement. So lateral movement, who has this? Who has better lateral movement? Because you're gonna need that too. And we might do one more and then we'll just leave it like that. Because I don't want to. We can't go through all of them, but hey, we just gonna. That's it. That's all we need. We don't need all of them. We don't need all of them. Not for this one. We don't. Yeah, we don't need all of them for this lateral movement. Yeah. The mental is even, but you still got to give somebody like even, but you got to give somebody the edge. I give Errol like a little edge on the mentality. The reason I'm giving them the edge, I'm telling you why. The reason I'm giving them the edge is because of his situation. That he has to want that even more. Yeah, Jay Brown said left hook to the body. Yep, Jay Brown again. He said if Daddy can't counter Errol's jab, it's gonna be easy work. That's right. Jay Brown again said boo boo. He said boo boo time. Yeah, even mental. Yeah, I got to give Errol that. And lateral movement, I'm going to give that to Errol. Now, we'll do two. I'm going to do two defensive ones, and these are going to be important. I don't want to carry all of them. I'm going to do two defensive ones. Let me see what y'all got. So lateral. So Errol's still all the things. The only thing we got to see is that are you really beat up on? If you're not beat up on, you're winning this. I can't see you not winning this. Okay, so who actually? We know they both can get hit, but who has the better high guard? Better high guard. So who has the better high guard? Because that's what we're gonna need in this one. We're gonna need that high guard. So who has the best high guard? One for EJ and two for Danny. Who has the best high guard? And then I'm gonna give you guys a couple of added ones that it's gonna actually help you. This is gonna help you with it's probably make you feel more comfortable. But we still got to see it anyway. Y'all already know who it is. Yeah. Y'all know who it is. And I'm going to give the better high guard, I'm going to give that to Errol. Because Errol know how to get them hands up. Even they're pretty even with it, but I still give it to Errol on that. You got that right. And I like that Derek Bailey said that because that's true. It's a lot better than what people think it is. He gets those hands up high and tight. Nice and high and tight. That's right. He really does. So he really does. And also, so this would be the last one here. You guys will think about the other ones yourself. But the last one is who turns moves away from punches better? Who moves away from punches better? Huh? Don't matter. Up, down, whatever. You get away from punches better. So you're here, there, whatever. You ain't got to go all the way down to the floor. You got to do is drop down a little bit to get past it. A swing, set. No, you about to go out there and start working out. Oh shit. Who gets past those punches better? And then I'm gonna give you guys another key once y'all let me know who moves better out the way. Who gets out the way? The punches better, Derek Bailey. Was that okay? That must be for EJ. So Derek Bailey, I got my first lick came from Derek Bailey. I'm gonna give y'all something to think about on this fight too, though. I'll give y'all something. And I think that this is really going to be key. So I'll leave it with Derek Bailey. But I think this is really going to be key. So I'm going to give you guys this key. Let me finish this up because it's gone. So I'll just finish this. Okay. So this is what I think is really key. And I don't know if you guys thought about this one or not. So this is going to be key. What's going to be key on Danny's side is that how does Danny react to getting bulled or mauled around the ring? You know what I mean? So in other words, I'm getting hit. And my progress, I'm not a step forward fighter. I'm a weight fighter. But I'm waiting, but I'm actually getting hit. So it's like you're getting pounded around. You're getting pounded all around the ring. You're just getting like battered around, pounded. That slow ass hook ain't gonna work. I'm just saying it ain't gonna work. So what do? How does he cope with that? And this is just something I added because I want you guys to just see. Because I just added that. Like you like a heavy bag. You just getting worked out, worked over. You done shot it. There you go. You done shot the left. Boom, boom, boom. But you still getting them. If you keep shooting the left, what's gonna happen? Even though that's not the question. But if you just, how is Danny gonna handle? Danny's never had that. Lamont Peterson did it and got him tired, but is like D to the Bailey said, he probably should have started that early. But Earl's gonna start early on that. And all you guys, that overhand thumb, that illegal shot that you practice illegally even on the bag. If you guys don't believe me, go look at some of his bag work and you'll see that illegal thumb when he throws that hook. I don't know who told him how he got stuck doing that. That illegal thumb back side hand. That side hand, that's what does it. Because it's like these knuckles, instead of this hitting you, it's side. So what happens if the side of your hand hits, there's less, you see what I mean? So if this hits you, that's less than this. With the same amount of force in a smaller space. The smaller you get with the same amount of force, the more concentrated damage you do. Or pinpoint damage you do. Think about it. If this came at the same pressure as something like this is going to do more damage because it's more concentrated in one spot. Right there. I don't know how he's going to take it. That was my added, so I wanted to add that to it because I see a battering like that. I'm not saying he's just going to get punked, but a battering means that you getting hit still. You just getting hit. There's no way around you getting hit. You're gonna get hit. There's no way around that. So that's the whole thing. People act like, oh, Danny's just this and that. He's gonna get hit in this fight. He's gonna get hit more than he got hit in other fights because Earl don't tire out like those other fighters that Danny's been fighting. Sean Porter came in against Errol in the most phenomenal shape that he ever has. He had to. And he was still huffing and puffing. That shit he was doing, all that grabbing and shit like that and spinning into the ropes and all that shit, that he wasn't coming back with nothing effective. Believe me, he know what Earl's about. He wouldn't be asking for Crawford more than anybody. The one I really want is Crawford. Ain't nobody begging for EJ. Algier is begging for EJ. I mean, he would like to have another EJ fight. He doesn't think he's gonna be able to fight EJ again. Oh, Van Herden, that's what it was. Van Herden. He wants to fight EJ again. He just respects EJ. I don't even think he thinks he can beat EJ, but he wants. Yep. Jay to the Brown said Danny lack of footwork and upper body movement is the reason he takes more shots. He gonna take even more shots. Sorry for the late response. He said watching the Billy Ho fight. Yeah, go ahead and watch the Billy Ho Joe and let us know what's up. Yeah. Derek Bailey said, yeah, I tune in on to it at Yasser Hussein. Yeah. Well, y'all go ahead. Y'all want to watch it? It's kind of so early, man, for us to be watching boxing, huh? On a Friday. Said Billy, you got it on the bag at Derek Bailey. Yeah. Jay to the Brown said Daddy will look like he did in the Peterson fight. He will get out of there, but find out he can't get away. Yeah. And I kind of see that too, though, Jay Brown. I see him just getting trapped. I see him just like I see him just trapping his own self. Like, oh shit, I didn't know Earl hit like that. I thought I know I hit hard, but god dang, he just constantly hitting. He gonna be swinging for the fences. If you swing for the fence, you're gonna be out of character. That you ain't gonna be able to get that thumb. You're not gonna be able to get that thumb and hit him with that thumb because you're gonna be out of character. So that thumb shit ain't gonna work, and you're gonna just. I see like a slow, methodical, just mauling, just like oh. I mean, we could speed it up. Like if you do the fight, you can speed it up and see the beating, but it's just gonna be one of them things where, matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if because Danny I don't think a lot of fighters. You remember Earl has taken fighters out with one body shot. Who's that big welterweight he took out? Was that Ocampo over there in the stadium? I think he took him out with one body shot. So Earl can get your ass out of there with one body shot too. And if you're taking so many of them, now we cannot say that it's going to take a whole lot of body shot, because it might just take the right body shot, the right gut shot, like oh. Because Sean Porter is not necessarily a person that gets that body. Keith Thurman is not a person that usually gets that body. When Keith first started fighting, all he was headshots. He was relying on all that power and stuff like that. Or I don't even know if the power really exists, because shit, I seen Marquez put Pacquiao out with the crybaby, and I didn't see Keith even stagger Manny. Manny just said, "Oh, he's strong." Strong is not shit a lot of times. You can smell strong. Yeah, but we got to see it tomorrow, man. It's gonna be on, baby. I got to go to work, but I'm gonna I got to work tomorrow also. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see if maybe I'll come on. Maybe I'll just give you guys an update or something like that, or maybe I'll come home. I'll try to get out of work early. Yeah, I got to go get that bread, baby. Anyway, let y'all have your weekend, man. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the fight, man. If y'all watching the whole fight, y'all go ahead and check that out. And I'm just gonna see y'all a little bit later on, man. Probably tomorrow night or Sunday or Monday. One of these days, maybe a couple of days. I'm gonna start doing more updates and stuff like that, because that way I have my thought on it. Why is my skin dry? I need to get some lotion. I didn't know you had to put lotion on your neck. But anyway, man, my shout out to all the real people that I see And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. It's Friday, man. We know how it go. Yep. Nothing but blessings. I'm gonna catch y'all, man.